So I want to let you in on 2 secrets about getting admitted. I'm just saying if you want to increase your probability of getting in, first you go to the super passionate route. The second big secret here is consecutive growth. First, top colleges value expertise. Experts are usually passionate people. So basically there's 2 types of candidates out there. One is well-rounded and the other is basically super passionate, okay? So for example, a well-rounded would be somebody who's the captain of a basketball team, the treasurer of the newspaper, wrote a research paper on econ. So they just have a lot of things. They have economics, they have newspaper, they have basketball, right? And another person is somebody who's super passionate. So the Harvard MUN winner, okay, the debate club president. Their community service is public speaking for government schools. So you see how everything is related to a single topic, which is debate, speech, and all. And the other student rounded is somebody who has a lot of things going on, right? So your top 10, 15, 20 schools value the person who's super passionate, okay, more so. Because they find that somebody who's super passionate today is going to display that kind of passion in the future. And somebody who so aggressively goes after one particular thing in their lives is likely going to be successful. And that will also be the college's success. As you go to less selective schools, being well-rounded is great as well. I'm just saying if you want to increase your probability of getting in, try to go to the super passionate route, okay? Passionate people have a tight storyline. So that's one of the big things. I can completely see your proof of why all these activities are important to you. Example, let's say you say that in the future, I want to be an economist. And now you have 4 activities that are all about debate, speech in the political arena. It makes perfect sense to me, right? Whereas if you say you want to be an economist, but you're a treasurer of the newspaper and a basketball star and an econ, it's not as tight. You understand that your future could go many different ways. And so the point is to be focused on one thing so that your story is very strong. You want to build an extracurricular experience. Remember, you have to have different activities from tier 1 to tier 4. Basically, you need to look at the difficulty, the impact, the self-initiative, the selectivity, and the honors and awards that you receive. That will tell you how valuable your activity is. The more valuable the activity, of course, the more it adds to your application, because nobody expects you to have so many tier 1 activities. The whole point is that it's extremely difficult and you're expected to have less number of them. Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 do a little bit of everything, but if they're all focused on the same topic, that makes me realize that you truly love this particular hobby or passion. The second big secret here is consecutive growth. So what happens is, let's say you start this bakery freshman year and then you sell 500 cookies. And then in 10th, you do the same thing. 11th, you do the same thing. 12th, you do the same thing, okay? So in 9th, I was like, wow. But in 11th, I'm like, okay, but then what happened, right? So the point is that you want to continuously grow, right? In 10th, try to sell 1,000. In 11th, try to sell at exhibitions. In 12th, try to sell across schools, right? Try to show that you're continuously pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and trying to make bigger things happen for what it is you're working on. The example I've given here is Scott. So Scott here started an online blog. He was just writing for himself. Then he increased the popularity by bringing it to a lot of other schools, and he asked them to also contribute. Then he kept writing into different publications. Finally, Huffington Post picked up one of his posts and they posted it. Once he did that, he got more opportunity to post nationwide, and then he got the confidence to start applying for awards. So you see how it snowballed into something bigger. It just started as something very simplistic, but this is why it helps when you start in 9th, so that you have a few years to build it into something of value, right? Nobody is expecting that you're going to start in the first month of 12th, and by the time you apply 3 months later, you're going to have some bang of a extracurricular, right? So start early, okay? What are the takeaways for this? If I'm a very selective school, I rather admit an expert than admit somebody who's more well-rounded, and continuously push yourself, okay? Look for that consecutive growth. Look at how you can one-up your activity. So again, if you have any comments, please leave them at the bottom. And if you like this video, then please hit subscribe and keep on checking out what I have to add to make your application game stronger.